Welcome to Just Yoga and my class. I'm Silvia and I'm the host of this channel. Just Yoga, power yoga class as it is today, will be a fun class for those days where you just want to move, you don't want to think or feel too much, you just want to work out a sweat on the mat and get your body moving. So that's what we're going to do today. So just for 1 minute, sit on the mat, somewhat comfortable. Find your blocks or whatever you need. Close your eyes and maybe move on the mat as you breathe. Even though this is power yoga and we're going to use our strength, we don't want to move too fast. So if you're seated on the mat and just moving really fast around, try to slow down. So when our minds are working fast, we tend to move our bodies fast. But right now, slow, big movements, stretching your back, shoulder, maybe even the wrists if they need that today. Take your hands behind you, lift your shoulders up, not towards the ears, but like to the front, shoulders squeezed together on the back. And send a smile out to the sky. Yeah. Tabletop it's called. So let's get into that and keep moving. Free movements. Make sure you use your shoulders, your arms, all of your spine in circles or cat-cow or whatever. Let's stretch those shoulders. So walk your hands pretty much to the front end of the mat, depending on where you're standing. And lower down in our puppy pose just for a second. Forehead on the ground, and you might feel a stretch under the armpit, on the triceps. Take your hands back, and then take the top of your head down and massage their head, or actually the skull. Don't massage your head on the mat. I'm not sure your nose will appreciate that. Awesome. If you want to use your Ujjayi breath, turn that breathing technique on and get into downward facing dog. Same thing there with movements. Bend one knee, move your hip. Ujjayi breath, inhale and exhale through your nose. Get that wispy, noisy exhale out. We are gonna warm up with a sequence. So walk your feet to the front end of the mat. Still hip width distance, fold forward. Remember to bend your knees. Move your hip down, chair pose. Always a great place to create some heat in your thighs. Shoulders back. Lift up and cactus arms as you do a small back bend, moving your shoulder blades back and together. Then reaching your arms up, high mountain, fold forward. Beginning our small sequence here. Right leg up and to the back end of the mat. Sink down in the front knee, high lunge. Let go of the floor, reach your arms up. Make sure the shoulders are back. Breathe. Bend the back knee as needed. Gather your palms. Straighten your arms and move out to a little bit of a twist. Don't go too deep. Arms reach out to your left side. Shoulders down, navel engaged or navel in. To the center again, palms up, still together. Turn around the back foot, moving into warrior two. Arms still on top of your head, shoulders down. And then take your hands behind your head so that your thumbs almost move to your neck, or depending on how far down you can go. From there, reach your arms out like you're pulling a curtain to each side. Beautiful. Windmill your arms around, let the back heel off the mat, step back, down dog. Vinyasa, inhale to your plank. Exhale, lower down. Knees or toes, you know what to do. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down again. Inhale, plank. Use your knees, maybe especially this first time, elbows by your ribs. Downward facing dog. Awesome. Now lift your right leg up towards the sky and step it to the top end of the mat. Reaching down again, doing the opposite sequence now from down dog, reaching up, high lunge. And move forth and back, maybe a little bit. Postures don't have to be completely still. Palms together, core activated. Lean a little bit to the front, you shoot your arms out to the side. Look at the ground for a better balance. All right, arms above the head. Open up. And if this is uncertain or you feel like you kind of fall, then maybe you want to take your arms out to the side and then again gather your palms on top of your head. Bending the elbows, thumbs behind you, elbows reaching up, tricep stretch. And let's draw those curtains off. Let's get some sunshine in this body house. So reach out, draw the curtains to the side. Feel the sunshine on your body. And then windmill your arms around, step back, down dog. Vinyasa. Flow with that extra tricep push-up. Lower down. Cobra, make sure you use your back. Maybe your hands lift up. Exhale down. Shoulders back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. If you love jumping. Bend the knees, lift the heels up, look to the front, and slowly jump to the front. Lower down your heels, fold forward. Chair pose. And then sit a little bit lower. Beautiful. And then reach up, high mountain, cactus hands. Look back, or up actually, but back bending. And then we do the sequence again. Inhale, reach your arms up, fold forward, exhale. Half lift, this time starting with your left leg, back to the back end of the mat. High lunge, reach your arms up, and exhale down, stretch the back knee. Palms together. Inhale, preparing, exhaling as you're moving to the side. Maybe take a breath here. To the center, opening up your hip, warrior two, palms still together. Take a look at the back foot, heels aligned, shoulders aligned with the hip. Bend the elbows. And sink low, bend the front knee. Come on, lift out like you're pushing something really heavy to the sides. And then windmill around, downward facing dog. Stay here if your arms are tired, or do your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Baby cobra, lift your hands. Lower down. Awesome, plank pose. Navel in, thighs engaged. Plank position, and down dog. Beautiful. One breath as you adjust your feet. Left leg up to the sky and to the front. Bend the front knee. Whenever you got the balance, reach your arms up, high lunge. Palms together. Inhaling, preparing your kind of a side stretch. Exhaling to the side. Stay here. Warrior 2. Taking your time. No rush. Sink down. Ooh, palms still together. Sorry, I forgot. That's all habit, right? Palms together. Thumbs behind your back. Thumbs reaching your neck. And then we draw those curtains out to the side. Are you getting warm yet? Windmill your arms around, still downward facing dog. Last part of that vinyasa flow. If you're up for it, plank. Exhale, lower down. Make sure your spine is straight. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhaling down. Tuck your toes under. Shoulders back, elbows by your rib. Lift up, one long push. Down dog. Catch your breath. One more time. If you love jumping, heels off, bend your knees, look to the front. Fold forward. Chair pose. Sit low. Sit really low. And then mountain pose. So just check in with your body. Is it okay? Move a little bit, working into the thighs and the glutes. So sit into a chair that's not your deepest chair. That will be too hard, I promise you. So just a little bit of a bend in your legs. Now, you lift your right leg up and just lift your toes off just to see if you can find the balance. Then extend it back, finding your high lunge. Sinking low. This time you bend the back knee, so you have almost 90-degree angle in both knees. Reaching up again, not too high. See if you can lean forward again. Activate your core. Lift your right leg off and place your right leg just on the outside of the mat for a squat. And here, sit down. Maybe your toes point a little bit out. Take your hands down by your side, reach them back, shoulders squeezed, like externally rotated. Reach your arms up, maybe you adjust your toes. Small bend in your left leg as you lift your right leg up again. Ready to move it back. Lower down, lots of balance here. Bend both knees like a lunge you would do in a fitness class maybe. Lifting up, make sure this front leg is still bended, lean forward. Lift the back foot off. My leg is on fire already. Lower down, squat. Hands down by your side, elbows reaching back. Can we do it one more time? Depending how far down you are going here. So right leg up, move it back. Lots of balance. Bend down both legs. Lift up. Lean forward and smile. Lift the back leg off. Outside of the mat, sink down, arms behind your shoulder blades together. Step hip width distance into the mat. Stretch both legs and sink forward. Try to feel the difference in those thighs. I hope you feel the difference. Let's stretch that thigh. So reach up into mountain pose. And now it's left leg that got all the heat here. So take your left leg, move it back, dancer's pose. Left arm rotated back, so your pinky finger reach to the front. Go for the arch of the foot. Leaning forward, kicking your foot into your hand, and maybe you feel a stretch on your thigh if you happen to keep your balance today. Let go. Feet here together. Reach your arms up and fold forward. Let your fingers find each other behind your legs if possible. And stay in your forward fold. Catch your breath. Before we go to the other side, let's do a plank pose. Hands on the mat. If you like to jump back into your plank. Come down on your knees. We're going to do plank on elbows today, so I always fold my mat just because it's just better for my elbows. Palms down on the mat, and make sure your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Now take your shoulders up towards the ears and then back towards your feet. Activate everything around your shoulder joint. And then you move your hip in small circles. Do this on your knees if it's too hard. Small circles around the normal plank position where your hip is aligned with your elbows. Slow, fun, core activating movements. Breathe. And again, don't be too quick. One last circle. Come down into child's pose or down dog if you're just full of energy. Reach up again, downward facing dog. Step or jump to the front of the mat again. Fold forward. Lift up. Mountain pose. Here we go. Chair. Now you know what we're doing, so maybe you'll not start in your chair right down there. Just a little bit lifted. Okay. Right leg. Here we go. Okay, say something nice to your right leg. And then lift left off. Make sure you breathe as you move your leg back, toes on the mat. Bend both knees. Regular fitness lunge. Up again. Lean forward. Release the back foot. Trying to keep your balance as you slowly step to the outside of the mat with your left foot. Sink down. Squat. Arms reach back. Shoulder blades back. Root lock. Engage that. Reaching up again. Lifting left leg. Make sure your right leg is still bended. Move it back. And if you're completely fatigued and on fire, this front leg, just shake it out and then get back into the small sequence here. Lean to the front. Still bend the front knee. Lower down. Squat. Arms back. Spine tall. Last time. We can do this, right? We can do it. Come on. I'm sweating. Sink down. Lift up a little bit. Lean to the front. Let go of the left foot. Down the outside of the mat. Squat. Toes and feet. Toes and knees in the same direction. Lifting to center. Fold forward. Shake it out. Let's stretch the thigh. You can either do dancer pose or just a stretch if that's what you're needing. Right arm back, pinky finger to the front, reaching for the arch. Catch your breath as you lean forward, rounding your back. Looking at the ground. Let go. Mountain pose. Breathe, side out. Do what you need to do with your body. And don't be afraid if you're feeling emotional all of a sudden, or if you don't feel anything, just go with what you're here with on the mat. Inhale your arms above your head. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, half lift. Plank to low plank. Again, step or jump back. Cobra or up dog. We're going to move back into downward facing dog now. So let's do that. Working a little bit more on our arms and core and all of that fun stuff. So make sure your palms are reaching down, fingertips as well, like you're almost grabbing with claws, almost down in your mat. Right leg up towards the sky, open up your hip, point your toe. And let's do 5 of those small lifts up there. So lift your foot up, a little bit down. Let's do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Now take this leg to the front and step your foot here, pointing out to your right side. Right foot to the right side. Come out the outer edge of your left foot, reaching your arms up, supported side plank. And here we might be able to lower down the hip a little bit. If it's too much, just come down on your knee and lift up. 5, 4. Make sure you micro bend this standing elbow. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Good job. Step back. Down dog. Opposite side. Left leg up. Open up your hip. Point your toe. Like a ballerina, I always say. Find the glutes. Gluteus medius, to be precise, and then lift your legs, small movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the knee in and then step it out, toes pointing to your left side. Move to the outer edge of the back foot, reaching up. Remember this elbow, don't hyperextend the standing elbow or arm. And let's move down if you can. For 5, 4, that doesn't need to be low. 3, use your shoulder girdle here. 2, and last one. You did it. Step back, down dog, side out. Release tension in the wrist. Walk your hands to the back end of the mat and fold forward. Now we're going to picture our mat as a road ahead of us. Slowly come into mountain pose. So as we step forward on the mat, we will engage in some more or less fun balance poses. Now first, mountain. Stand tall. Our thighs should be pretty warm now, so I hope they are willing to work with you. You're going to be standing on your left leg. Make sure your left side here is hugging in, so you're not leaning out to the side, but really standing firmly using your gluteus medius. Right leg lifted up, maybe take your arms out to the side. If you want to extend your leg to get those quads extra on fire, do that. Maybe twisting left arm to the front. Woo, lots of balance. Coming back, arms reach up, and then step this right leg to the front. Leaning forward, hands reaching down as you lift your right leg up towards the sky, forward fold with a split. So left leg all the way up. Forehead, try to move it towards your knee or your calves. This is fun, you feel that. Then closing your hip, walk your hands just a tiny bit more to the front. I just use my fingers here. And step your left leg to the front. Sink down in both knees. Reach your arms up. And then step to the front. Eagle pose. Right leg, cross it above the other leg. Squeeze your inner thighs twice around. And cactus hands. So this is an eagle sitting on a cactus. Maybe it's a sleeping eagle on a cactus, reaching forward. Let go of the feet. And probably you'll be standing more or less at the top end of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Fold forward. Sway from side to side. Almost like a monkey here. Moving, a little bit fun. All right, down dog. Let's inhale, really big inhale, and really big outhale. Exhale through your mouth. And walk your hands back. Vertebrae by vertebrae, mountain pose. Center yourself. This is a hard, hopefully fun power class. So if you're pretty exhausted, know that we are almost there. Again, the right leg hugging in, standing tall, shoulders back. Left leg lifts up, arms out to the side. As we did before, you might extend your left leg and even go for a small twist. Awesome. Closing your hip, reaching your arms up. Woohoo! Stepping left leg just a little bit ahead. Reaching forward, bowing down. Right leg up. Open up your hips. So just open up and lift your right leg as high as it's physically possible for you. Forward fold with a split. See if you can lean further forward without falling on your head. Lower down right leg, walk your hands a little bit closer. Stepping right leg more to the front, bend both knees as you look up like you're ready to run. But we're gonna fly instead. We're gonna do eagle pose. So reach up, left leg, wrap around right. Again, once or twice. Sinking down, hips squared off with the short end of the mat. And let's get those hands moving. And maybe you want to do fire pose. No. I don't know what that's called if you move your fingers. In gospel, you do like this, right? When you're done. Hallelujah. One more breath. Maybe sleeping eagle. And let go. Shake it out. Arms above your head, fold forward. Palms on the mat, bend your knees, step back, down dog. I hope you were up for the next part. We're gonna do this thing and then some core work and a few stretches. Now you can either walk your hands to your right side and just sink down a little bit here and walk your feet back and then step to the other side. Or if you're up for it, jump. So you bend your knees, heels off, jump to your right side, jump back, down dog. Jump to your left side, jump back. And continue with this for a little bit. Make sure it's okay with your back, with your knees, with your shoulders and arms. It's a little bit of cardio power. One more time to each side. Beautiful. We're gonna sit on the mat, so you can jump through if you like, or just jump to the front, crossing your legs. From there, sit down. This is great. Instead of the traditional boat pose for our core, we are gonna do a little bit different exercise, can we call it that? Postures. So reach your feet up towards the sky. The more you bend your knees, the easier it will be, so you decide. Make sure your abs are tight, your lower back is somewhat glued to the floor, and it stays that way. You can also take your hands underneath your hip here to support your back. I have a slight bend in my knee and put out my right leg to the side. The deeper you go, the harder it will be. Draw it back. So begin gently, just to notice if your hip and your core is working with you. And of course you switch legs. You use your adductors here, pulling your leg in. You use your core to stay here so you don't lean out to the side. Your core is completely still as your legs are moving. You can do this pose without really needing to engage your abdomen too much, but try to use your core, navel in, to get that cinching into the center of your core as you move here. If it begins to hurt, we're just going to do 4 more. Just go straight down, not out to the side. 4, 3. The last ones are always hard. 2 and 1. Feet on the mat. Let the knees kind of hug each other and relax. This feels good, right? Spinal twist. We're going to do it this way. So move to your left side. Bend both knees, or left side on the mat, I should say. Bend your knees and roll out on your right side. Your palms are together here, reaching out almost as we did in the beginning. All right, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. And then you take the top hand, that must be your left arm, kind of draw it up towards your arm. You can kind of pat yourself on the way if you like, over your shoulder, and reach it out opposite direction, how far you can go. And in that way, opening up your chest and making that twist for your spine. Now your nose can follow in the direction of the arm. If that feels good, or just look directly up. Breathe deeply down to your belly. Your diaphragm is working up and down. Release. So you take your left arm, move it back, kind of hugging it on the other side, and then roll onto your belly. I know we have not done the other side. We'll get to it. So coming down on your belly. You don't have two bellies. Hands down on the ground like you're doing a cactus hands. Now your left hand, let that stay there. Right arm, move it underneath your shoulder and lift your shoulder coming onto your side, your left side. Then I take the top leg, right leg, and cross it over. Maybe the foot can reach down the floor, maybe it doesn't really work for you, whatever. This is a stretch for your shoulder. I feel it deep in my shoulder girdle, but maybe you feel it more in your back or in your chest. Make sure you relax, especially where you're stretching. Roll back on your belly. And we do the opposite side right now as we are on our bellies. So, right arm out, left arm underneath the armpit, roll onto your right side. Top leg crosses about. And don't be bothered if it feels different from left to right side. But try to take your shoulders down. We're not supposed to have our shoulder elevated towards the ears, so if that's what you're doing, draw your shoulders down. Maybe starting the pose from top again. Beside this being a stretch for your shoulder, you might feel something here on your psoas, your hip flexors. I feel that a little bit. So that's just cool, getting two stretches in one. Coming back. And release. So move on to your back again. And move yourself, well, depending on which way you rolled around, but we're going to do the spinal twist on the other side. So you're going to rest on your left side. So I'm moving myself to my right. Palms together, coming out on your left side. Knees on top of each other, stacked, shoulders stacked, hips stacked. And then you draw that arm, the top arm, on your arms above your chest and out to the side. Nose or gaze might follow. I hope your body feels great now. Move back on your back. And as I've done a few times now, I'll put my timer for just 1 minute. If you want to do more, please do so. But I know a lot of people tend to close the video when we're almost at the end because they don't have time to rest. But just for 1 minute, give yourself that gift of rest. So I'll put my timer 1 minute. Are you ready to relax fast? 3, 2, 1. Resting pose. I guess you hoped for 3 minutes, now yet you stayed here for 1. And again, please take 1 more or 2 more minutes if you like. If you're done, stretch out. Move on to your side. And then into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll feel this in your legs tomorrow or the day after that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will see me again, or the opposite way around. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I have new videos coming up.